Polish Freaks, welcome back. So I'm keeping it Polish Freaks. Somebody else has already claimed Polish Geeks. And they're cool, but I'm just keeping it. It's what I said. It's what I'm sticking with. I don't mean it negatively, and I'm just gonna keep it that way. I love it. I think it's great. Today I have the Morgan Taylor Full Bloom collection, and it is amazing. When I saw the pictures online, I was super excited about this one. I think you will be curious to see some of the comparisons to kind of see how they compare, but there definitely were some standouts. And when I talked about comparisons last time, I'm always going to continue to do comparisons, but I think I am going to scale back a little bit. I don't want to do too many. I'll do what I think I need to do, but I will just briefly mention those that I think you guys might want to ask about and mention it quickly. But I'm never getting rid of comparisons, even though they're not my favorite thing to do. I like to do them if you guys find them helpful though, and if you guys come back and watch. And so I'm happy to do them if people are enjoying them and watching them. So thanks for your input on that also. Okay, so let's get into the collection. This is the Morgan Taylor Full Bloom collection. I received this from Beyond Polish. That is an amazing place to get polish, and if you do shop there, you can use my code GOLARI10 and that gets you a discount on full price items. So this collection is available there now. And did you guys know that Gelish brand does the Morgan Taylor brand? So if you like gel polish and you like Gelish, you can get every color in this collection in the Gelish colors as well. So I wasn't sure if you guys knew that or not. I learned that about 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, oh, I didn't really realize that they were doing that with Gelish. That's an option too. Okay, so there's 6 polishes in this collection. 1 is like a glitter topper, 4 are straight up creams. Is that right? Yes, and then 1 has just a tiny bit of iridescence in it. So let's talk about them. This first one is Pick Me Please. This is a slightly warmer pink. It's a little bit cool, but leans a little more warm compared to a lot of the cool ones. Does that make sense? Not completely warm. It's kind of in between, which I love about it. It's a little bit muted, a little bit washed out, but I think if you're tanner, it's gonna look a little bit brighter. And then it's got this very, very subtle iridescence in there. You can barely see it in the bottle, and you can't really see it on your nails. I did notice in the sun when I was wearing it the other day that you can see it in the sun just slightly. It just gives it a nice little glow, and I really like that about it because it does set it apart from other polishes that you see out there that are just kind of those pale pinks, which I love. I love them all. This one had a great formula. Since it is a lighter color, you are going to have to build it up in 3 coats, I believe. If you do thinner, you might be able to get away with 2 coats here and there, but I really think you're going to be happier with 3 coats. So I did comparisons for this one. So I compared it to Airspun Fun, and it's a little muted like this one is, and it's a little bit more mauve, but I just wanted to show you that this Morgan Taylor one is a little bit muted as well. And then I compared it to Mod About You just so you can get an idea of where it is on that color spectrum, and that one's close. It's just slightly cooler, so you can see how Pick Me Please is just a little bit warmer. And then the newer Fiji is brighter and more pink, and there's a million pinks out there, but I thought this would just be helpful for you guys to gauge exactly where it is with that pink. I pulled out a ton of pinks, and there's nothing like exactly the same that I could see, but anyway, it's a pale pink, and what sets it apart is it does have that little bit of iridescence, so it gives it that nice little slight glow. And then I have a Lilac What I'm Seeing, and I love all these names. This name is super cute. I love that it obviously goes along with the theme, but this is a beautiful grayed out. It's more lilac, like I said. It has more purple than mauve in it, and so it is kind of a lilac shade like they described. I wrote on here that the formula is amazing. When this goes on, it is just super amazing. Hi, Piper. It was so close to 1 coat, but I would definitely do 2, but the formula just went on so nicely, and the brush is just really great also. This one is gorgeous. Now, Morgan Taylor has come out with quite a few shades that are similar to this, but I was happy to see they're not exactly the same, and I'm just going to tell you what is different about them. Chillin' with Jack has more gray in it. Keep It Simple has more mauve, so I feel like this is kind of in between those 2 colors. So I just wanted to mention that briefly, but I did want to do comparisons for things that were like super, super close to this one so you guys could just see what it was like. So I compared it to OPI. You've got that glass glow, and that one's very close. It's slightly darker. That was the closest one that I could find in my collection. And then I compared it to Graffiti Sweetie, and that one's more purple. And then I compared it to Chinchilli, and that one's more gray. And I found that a lot of polishes that I pulled out to do comparisons for this one, like Topos Beach and No Place Like Stockholm, those were all just more gray as well and more brown. And so it was really hard to compare, and then a lot of other shades were like more mauve. So this one I did feel like was kind of unique, but all of them are pretty close. So if you have a shade that's kind of close to this, I'm not sure that you need it, but if you don't, this one is such a great one to get because the formula is so amazing, and I just really enjoyed this one. I feel like a lot of these shades in this collection, and that's how it was with the Essie Spring collection, that they would be really nice to pull out this time of year as we get closer and closer to spring, and I feel like this is one of those shades as well. I put hearts on all of these. These first two have open hearts and the rest of them have filled in hearts, so I like them just a little bit more. So anyway, that's funny. See my notes? I don't know if you can see them, it's too bright. See, those have open hearts and then these have filled in hearts. Oh, this collection's really good. Okay, and then we have Best Buds, and this is just a really grayed out, cooler toned light blue. The formula on this one is really fantastic too. You're gonna build it up in 2 coats. You possibly might need 3, but I really think you are gonna get away with 2 coats. It just goes on nicely. And this is the one that I'm wearing on my nails today. I just really love these light blues this time of year, and you'll know that if you watch my transitional favorites videos, but this is definitely one that I'm going to add to my list for this time of year. And I like that it's a little bit cooler and that it's dusty. It's just a little bit different. So here's the polishes that I compared that were like the closest that I have. I compared it to OPI Nature Strong Raindrop Expectations. That one's brighter and light, but in the same color family. So that one has a little bit of brightness to it. This one and Best Buds are both cooler toned, but Raindrop Expectations is lighter and brighter, and Best Buds is muted. And then I compared it to Press Pause, and that one's more gray. It does have a hint of blue, but you can see next to Best Buds that it is a little bit more gray. And then Find Me an Oasis, just like a lot of other light blues that I have, they're a little bit warmer and a little bit brighter. So I did find this one to be quite unique, even though it's kind of close. So I just think it's a really cool polish. Especially for this time of year, and I think that's why I'm super excited about it. Now, I did think I would get asked about Virgin Snow, and that one does have a little bit more purple in it, and it is a tiny bit brighter, and so those are different, so hopefully that's helpful. And then I have Plant One on me, and it's this beautiful mid-toned, muted, warm leaning pink, and it is gorgeous, and the formula is really nice on this one too. I like that it's a little bit warmer, it's a little bit strawberry-ish, but it's muted. It's just really cool. The formula is great on this one too. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats. On my high ridge nails, I did have to do 3 coats, but I really do think you're going to get it opaque in 2 coats. These all just have an amazing standout formula. The comparisons were tricky with this because it seemed like I did have a lot of pinks that were around this color tone, but a lot of them are brighter and more summery, and this one definitely is more muted. And so you'll see here I did put a little bit of a variety on here so you could kind of tell and gauge those differences. So the first thing that I compared it to was Lima Tell Ya About This Color, and that one's pretty close. It's maybe a little bit cooler toned. And then Essie Pin Me Pink is almost exact. It's maybe just a touch darker. So that one also is obviously muted like this one. And then I put on there OPI Susie Nils New Orleans, and that's a warmer pink, but it does show how bright that polish is, so that gives you an idea of that. Morgan Taylor does have a polish called Going Vogue. I would say it's like the mauve version of this polish, so that's like a muted lavender lilac shade, and then this is a muted like strawberry pink shade. So anyway, I really loved this one, and I think it's perfect for February. It's just a beautiful pink. Then we have Bloom Service. You guys, this polish is so special. I love this one so much. It's a beautiful light teal that's a little bit muted. It's kind of in between the blue and green spectrum. It's just awesome. I've been saying spectrum a lot. Sorry. I don't know why I just got that word in my head and now I just keep using it. But anyway, this has an amazing formula as well. It's going to be opaque in like, I think it was so close to 1, but I build it up in 2, and it's just one of my favorite colors. You guys know how much I love green. So I did 2 sets of comparisons for this one because I know there's a lot of greens that have been coming out recently, and I knew people would be asking me what it looked like compared to certain ones that have come out recently. So in my first set of comps, I compared it to I'm on a Sushi Roll, and that one's brighter and more of a green teal, which I found for a lot of teals that I was trying to compare it to. And then it was interesting, I pulled out Up and Away from the Essie Expressi line, and that one's similar, but it's a little bit more blue. So it has that muted mid-tone like Bloom Service does, but it's just definitely more blue. And then Can't Stop from China Glaze is brighter and lighter, and it just kind of shows you and gives you an idea how muted Bloom Service is as well. And then my second set of comps, I compared it to Vested Interest. This is the first polish I wanted to pull out to compare to this. This is one of my favorite polishes. It's really hard to find these days. I wish they'd bring it back. It's a really nice muted teal and it's perfect for fall. And I feel like this Bloom Service is the spring version of Vested Interest. And so I love this one so much. Pulled out my Studios on Spring and that one's more darker green. Same with Lucite of Reality, which I did not pull out, but it's kind of similar to my Studios on Spring. And Very Nice to Meet You is lighter and brighter and more green. Colors Like My Dog Sled is a hybrid from OPI and Closer Than You Might Believe. Those two are more green, kind of like the Verde polish, and so I didn't add those as well because this one's definitely different than those. So I feel like this one's unique and I love it so much. If you get any from this collection, definitely pick this one up, especially if you're a green lover, you're going to want this one in your collection. Next we have Feeling Flirty, and this one is a beautiful topper. It's got these irregular iridescent glitter pieces in there and it's just shimmery, and it's got this beautiful jelly pink base to it. It's really interesting and really different. I don't have anything like this in my collection. It's definitely a topper though. I did do a close-up picture of it on just one nail, but it's definitely meant to be a topper. Like, it doesn't really look, in my opinion, really great built up. That was 3 coats that I did in that picture. So I am going to show you a picture of this on 4 different colors from this line just so you can see what it looks like on all those different ones. I thought that might be kind of fun to do. And I really liked it. It's fun. It just adds a little bit of glitter and sparkle to your mani. I did put 2 coats on top of each one of those polishes. I did like it better than just one. I feel like it just added a little bit more. And it does slightly change the color because the base is pink, just slightly though. So you're just going to see that pink kind of wash over that color. This one's really unique and interesting and fun. I don't know how often I will pull it out, but I can see a lot of you really liking this topper. So I didn't do any comparisons to this because I felt like it was pretty unique. Okay, what a fun collection. I am really loving Morgan Taylor lately and their formulas are just so fantastic. So what do you guys think about the collection? I'm going to pick my favorites now and I think I kind of gave them away. I really do like this entire collection. If you're new to polish and you want to get some spring colors, this is a great one to get. So was the SE one too. I don't know. There's been some good ones this spring. I'm excited to get the OPI collection. I should be getting it sometime, hopefully the end of this week, and I will have that review up hopefully next week. So lots of good ones. Okay, I'm gonna pick these 4, I guess, but I really do like them all. Oh, I feel bad leaving that mauve out. I really should probably add it. So these are the 4 that I'm going to pick. So we've got Best Buds, the blue, Plant One on Me, the bright muted pink, and then Pick Me Please, the pink, the iridescent shimmer, and then Bloom Service. So those are my favorites. They are kind of close to other things. But man, if you're going to get anything from this collection, get this one. It's just unique and beautiful and I love it. Okay, let me know your thoughts on the collection down below. Thanks so much for subscribing and commenting, and it's been so fun to get to know you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next review. Bye.